Hello and welcome back to Split Couch Games. I'm Scott, and this is the top 5 things that the next Gears of War game needs to include to improve upon Gears of War 4. Fans have been pretty happy with what was delivered in Gears of War 4. The campaign was enjoyable, Horde mode was a solid experience with a very dedicated fan base, and competitive multiplayer hasn't really pissed anyone off too much. And from what I've gathered, it is generally considered one of, if not the best in the series. That being said, there are a few quality of life changes that could go a long way to improving the experience in the next game. Starting things off at number 5, Forge mode. The Halo series has shown that user-created maps can exist on consoles. Some of the maps created by fans in Forge have been true works of art, some are even better than the professionally built maps. And the developers are able to take advantage of these creations by offering them as free content to other players. And more map variety is always a good thing, and Gears of War is no exception. I don't expect the Coalition to give us a feature-rich Forge mode on their first attempt, but allowing players to change weapon spawn locations, rotate cover, change hill locations, and a number of other simple options will be a really good step in the right direction. Number 4. Improving Horde. Like I said, Horde mode is a solid experience and is loved by its fan base, but there are a couple roadblocks for someone like me who doesn't play a lot of Horde, and it gets in the way of the enjoyment. First, the waves don't have any variety. Each set of 10 is a stronger version of a previous wave, leading up to a boss battle. This can make the non-boss waves feel kind of like a chore, especially when it can take over 3 hours to complete all 50 waves. Adding a little spice to the middle waves will help keep the occasional Horde players entertained. Second, the Coalition could improve the investment system a little bit. Horde mode as it is now requires the player to level up his or her class, as well as collect enough skill cards to increase their power. For someone who doesn't play a ton of Horde, it can be daunting to come in fresh. A possible suggestion is to allow players to select one class on their first Horde run, and that class is fully leveled forever. This would give new players a path to feeling useful even in a game full of hardcore players. It might get them hooked enough on the mode to want to invest in leveling all the other characters. Number 3. Microtransactions. When Gears 4 first launched, their microtransaction model was very controversial due to high prices of the card packs when using coins, the currency earned in-game. The Coalition did a nice job of listening to feedback and adjusted their prices to a much more reasonable level. There's still a little bit of an issue though. When first playing the game, players only have access to 5 COG and 5 Swarm characters for the competitive multiplayer mode. The rest need to be unlocked via the card packs bought with real money or coins. In a $60 game, this seems a bit stingy. A nice middle ground would be to give a few more base characters after completing the campaign, reaching certain multiplayer level, or any number of things. And any alternate skins for these characters would only be available in the card packs. That way, there's enough variety for players who don't want to spend money, or perhaps using their coins to level up their Horde skills. Whatever the case may be, it would just provide a little bit more variety. Number 2. Map remakes. Gears of War 4 has 8 maps that are remakes. 1 came with the base game, and 7 have been released via DLC. That's a bit too many when at the time of recording, there are only 20 maps. While I trust that the Coalition is using the older maps as a learning tool for Gears map design, that won't be acceptable in the next game. Trips down memory lane are fun and are appreciated in limited doses, but players bought Gears of War 4 for new memories, and will be looking forward to even newer ones in the next game. This doesn't mean that there shouldn't be any remakes. Like I said, they're a lot of fun to have, and I love checkout, and I want that to be in the next game as well, but just make sure that you don't overdo it. And finally, number 1, ranks and stats. The stats page in Gears 4 is very limited. Your kill-death ratio is separated by ranked and social, and isn't broken down any further than that. There's no way of telling how well you perform in Team Deathmatch versus Escalation, for example. And you also can't view your friend's stats. There's not even a leaderboard for rank to see how you stack up against other players in the world, but there is one for social, which definitely seems backwards. Long story short, give players the ability to see how well they're playing. The more ways players can read and compare stats, the better. And as for ranks, these need some clarity. I believe there's a method to the madness, but it's invisible to the players. It makes for a poor experience when you smash a team full of diamond players and then lose to a group of bronze and silvers in the very next match. The way ranks work in this game is hidden behind a veil of mystery. And I've been sitting at Onyx 3 in Team Deathmatch for about a month now and have no idea how close I am to Diamond. I've seen Diamond players who are clearly worse than I am and Bronze players who are significantly better than I am. My friend who plays as frequently as I do and performs near my level fell from Onyx 2 to Gold 1 in 4 days. We have no idea why. Give us some information on how this all works so that we kind of know what's going on, what we need to do to improve our rank. That does it for this list. Gears of War 4 is an amazing game, but it missed the mark in a few areas. Let me know if you agree or disagree with what I said. If I missed something that is important to you, yell at me in the comments below. Subscribe for more videos from your favorite games, and I will see you next time on Split Couch Games.